Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the Chiefs at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
We are excited to announce this season, Chief Concerns is teaming up with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, to bring even more excitement to Chiefs football. Whether you're backing Mahomes to have over 4,500 passing yards, riding the over on Kelsey's 4.5 touchdowns, or picking weekly same-game parlays, FanDuel has you covered with easy-to-use features, fast payouts, and tons of ways to win. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. And don't forget to tune into our weekly Chiefs same-game parlay show every week during the regular season. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End. I am Marcus Dash, and tonight JD will be joining us shortly. Former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn will be joining us shortly. He's on the way back to Kentucky from Kansas City. I believe he'll be stopping off somewhere along the way to do the show. Probably won't be a full or usual full hour and a half to 2 hour show tonight, just because JD is driving back. You know that long drives can be tiresome and exhausting. So JD will come to us and we'll talk about his weekend. And everyone saw the photos that we put online from JD's amazing weekend with his grandson Avery. It looked like a blast, and I haven't really gotten a chance to talk to him about who he talked to, what he talked about, what he saw out there. So it'll be an interesting show just to hear what JD had to say about how his weekend was, but really looking forward to that. But guys, this is first Monday of for the next 6 months of Monday going into football season, and we'll have a game on Saturday night. Chiefs will be taking on the Cardinals. So yeah, you know what that means. You guys were asking last week when we're going to see Tasia. Well, the crew will be back. Myself, Tasia, and JD will all be back Saturday night right after the completion of the Cardinals and the Chiefs game. So we're going to have post-game reaction show Saturday night. But, of course, no betting show yet. I don't know if you guys saw in the beginning of the show, we have a new betting sponsor. FanDuel will be our sponsor for the entirety of the season. So that'll be exciting to have FanDuel in the building for Chief Concerns. But yeah, so they'll be the main sponsor for us when we do our weekly betting show, which starts when the regular season starts. Because, of course, there's nothing to bet on during preseason because that's a crapshoot, as they say. But yeah, so Sunday night, we'll have a Wednesday show, our normal Wednesday show. And then Saturday night, Tasia, myself, and JD will all be here right after the show to discuss what we saw and break down the things we saw. So, I mean, it's exciting times, guys. Like, no more having to look at some of these silly articles and stuff out there, right? We're actually talking real ball. We're talking about real things we're seeing out there. So the season is here. It's among us. I mean, look, I got, what is it, August over here? I mean, come on. It's August time, maybe August 4th. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what we see on Sunday or Saturday. I keep saying Sunday. So used to saying Sunday. But, yeah, it's going to be exciting Saturday night. So, yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, when the regular season begins, we'll have a Monday show, Wednesday show, so that doesn't change for all you newbies to the Chief Concerns. But then once the regular season starts, we have Friday shows. That is our betting show, as well as JD is his keys to victory. So JD goes over his 5 offensive keys to victory and 10 defensive keys to victory, and then or 5 defensive keys to victory, and then then we do all that, and then Tasia and I will go over best same game parlay props. Each of us will over 5, and then JD picks which same game parlay he likes the most of us two. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. And when the season starts, and then of course post game shows. So Sunday, Monday, whatever the game may be, Thursday, and the Chiefs. In the Chiefs' case, it could be Tuesday, just because the NFL, has us play on every single day of the week. But that's it. 4 shows a week. And of course, yeah, you can come to us constantly on Twitter and Instagram. We'll always be posting things on there as well. So yeah, guys, it's getting to that time of season. I know my girlfriend, she knows that that time's coming. So there's gonna be a lot more football time, a lot more live streams. And I know Susan's a big fan of the Friday shows that we have where JD does his thing. But yeah, it's football season. So time to get live and time to get excited about everything that's going to come our way. And Chiefs fans, you guys know our football season lasts longer than everybody else's because we go to February every year. So from August to February, we have football action. So come to Chief Concerns for all that. So guys, I'm going to go in to see G-Pick. Y'all doing a show on Christmas? Come on, we always do a show on Christmas. We always do a show on Christmas. Yeah, so this year a little different, right? We have Thanksgiving show as well. And I know I'm just messing with Susan. I know Susan. It's an ongoing joke, Witchy, that Susan wants her Friday nights with JD. But yeah, we during the football season we share. We have a timeshare with JD on during football season. But so I saw the question here for G-Pick. Y'all doing a Christmas show? Yeah, so we usually. Last few years, right, we've had Christmas games. So, yes, we have been doing Christmas shows. We'll be doing a Thanksgiving show this year. Our holiday shows tend to go fast. Or a couple of years ago, we put the Bengals on New Year's Eve. So that we also did a show that night. I think it was a post-game show. So it was like a 30 to 40 minutes. We got out of there pretty fast. Just because, it was a couple hours for the ball drop, right? So everyone has plans on New Year's. But, yeah, so generally – If we have a game that day, we will have a post-game show, whether it's me, Tasia, JD, we'll be here making some kind of comments about the game. But yeah, on the holidays, those are usually shorter than the normal 1 hour and a half to 2 hour shows that we have. So, but yeah, we will always make a point to have a post-game show. So no matter what day of the week it is, no matter what holiday it is, we will be there and talking Chiefs football. That's what we do here at this channel. And insightful stuff too. Not this mumbo jumbo garbage that you see out there from some of these other main networks and whatnot. So yeah, we'll be doing that. So let's take a look down who is in the chat. We have a live chat. We have about 40 something people in right now. I came on here and I saw like 200 messages already on here. And not exaggerate a little bit, not 200, but General 51 Dot. What's up, buddy? Rich Cooper. Hey everyone. What's up, Richie? Justin Blackwell, hello, my guy. Nathaniel Walker, my man. Nathaniel, what's up, buddy? Mike Brennan, what's up, CC family? Justin Blackwell, 5 more days, baby. Oh, yeah. We had a couple. I got started off the show. Yeah, a couple more days, and we have Chiefs football, baby. Very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. JD and Marcus, do you think the Chiefs will ever miss the playoffs during the Mahomes era? The Patriots missed one to the peak of Tom's era due to him getting hurt by the Chiefs. That's right, the Bernard Pollard injury. I mean, never say never, but I mean, as of right now, the floor for Mahomes is the AFC Championship game. So by that logic, I don't see it happening because I mean we haven't seen him take a step back, right? His step back would be losing the AFC Championship game. So like, as of right now, I don't see it happening, and maybe it's wishful thinking on my part. I don't see it happening unless he, God forbid, gets hurt. Let's knock on wood there. So yeah, I don't see it happening. Until he misses the AFC Championship game, I don't think we can have this conversation about him missing the playoffs. But good question, General 51. Justin Blackwell, Marcus doing his hair again. I was not doing my hair. I was not doing my hair tonight. Tonight, a little fluffy. I have to get a haircut soon. But yeah, I have to get my fall cut soon. But I'm waiting until after my flag football playoffs, which are on Sunday of my final. We do spring and summertime, and our summer flag football playoffs is on Sunday. So not getting my haircut until after that game. We went 5-0-1 in the regular season, so didn't lose a game. So I got to keep the hair at least until then. But yes, I'll be cutting my hair so I don't have to, do my hair. And I will admit, there's some times during the year where if you might see me come late, it's because I'm doing my hair. And that's a real thing. It's a real thing. But not tonight, though. Not tonight. Rich Cooper, I'm looking forward to any Chiefs football this time of year. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mike Brandon, can't wait to get all of Jay's inside info from training camp. I can't wait. When he said he'll be on here soon, yeah, it's going to be good times to hear him talk about who he talked to. We saw all the photos, and I made a little slideshow of all the photos that he of everybody him and Avery hung out with this past weekend. Gotta say, pretty jealous. Avery, very lucky kid. That's lucky. His grandpa was very good to him this year with that. quite frankly, I don't even think Santa Claus isn't even come this year, really. JD Claus just gave Avery everything he needed to see this past weekend. But yeah, that's good time for them, and I can't wait to hear what he had to say about it. Justin the Way, what's up, buddy? Sasha, hello, good people. My guy, Sasha. Justin Blackwell, JD was making everyone look small. He was. Yeah, I will say, because JD and I, when I went up to his wedding a couple years ago, we took a picture together, and obviously I'm a 5'8" stature guy, right? But I will say, seeing him next to Pacheco made me feel pretty good about myself. You know, I don't think I look that much different from the way Pacheco looked next to JD. Maybe a little bit, but still, though, you know, I thought that was funny that he made Pacheco look as small as he made me look, which is, I don't know, am I a little bigger than maybe I thought? You know, maybe, but I thought that was funny though. Yeah, JD, he's a mountain compared to everybody else. You gotta love that. That's why he is, you know, considered one of, if not the best blocking tight ends of all time, and his stature and his meat hooks. And of course, we've seen his Greek god arms, so we know what he's doing. What's up, Linda? Laura Zinzer, what's going on? General 51. Wait, did guys see how JD made Pop look small standing next to him? Yeah, that's right. That's what I was just talking about. Yeah. Hippie Cypriot, what's going on, Hippie? Justin Blackwell. Where's Gary? I don't know where he is. Justin Blackwell, okay, Marcus, I'm gonna start doing magic tricks. This is probably before I came on, yeah. Okay. None of your business. They can't exactly make Sky look like a turd. They have to make it look like he's a key piece. Oh, I think they're talking about the depth chart, which, I was interested in seeing. Of course, the first depth chart, take it with a grain of salt. I've seen some people going nuts about the depth chart. Just like relax on the depth chart. I mean, it's the first one. We'll talk about it on Wednesday when we go through everything to kind of preview the upcoming weekend and stuff and all the new news that we'll get after this week. But, like, it's the first depth chart. I mean, a lot of those guys, you won't even see their names on the depth chart in a couple of weeks. So, like, this, you know, for right now, it is what it is. Just, I wouldn't read much into much of the stuff on there. There's obvious ones, right? But then there's on another level, you look at it, you're like, okay. And, you know, the receiver room's really deep. So that's another thing, too. They're going to let guys get their time to, you know, get some snaps, to look good, look pretty. But then at the same time, it's all about what you've done for me lately on the practice field as well as the preseason game. So just wait till the games. That's when a lot of things will be settled. About time. What's up, buddy? Lurking from work. Hope all are having a good day. I had a pretty solid day. Yeah, I would say so. I think I had a pretty good day. I hope everybody else did too. Face Smith, what's going on? Hey, guys. So you're crickets or just me? Okay, that's my ears. Okay. Yeah, sorry, guys. I'm seeing all your comments now. I was a little bit late here. Okay. Deshaun Hammonds, what's going on, buddy? What is going on? All right, Stanley Mooney. Camp photos and some inside info from JD. Yep, that's what's going to be happening tonight. So whenever JD comes on here, JD, you are just hopping in right now. JD is driving back from Kansas City. I think he's on his way back to Kentucky. I don't know where he is on the map right now, but he is on his way back home right now. So JD will be stopping off to talk to us about his weekend, everything that he saw, and and it won't be a long show tonight. JD and Susan got to make their way back. So and there he is, perfect timing. So without further ado, he was our guy, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn, somewhere in the Midwest right now. Location undisclosed, but here he is. JD, what's up? Hey, can you hear me, buddy? JD? JD, can you hear me?
Hold on, give me.
Okay. JD, figure out the situation right now.
Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, awesome. Yeah, hey, what's up, man? What's going down?
What's up, buddy?
How's everybody doing, man? What's up? What is going on, man? So much to talk about. So much to see. Yeah.
Everyone very locked in on this episode, JD. Everybody wants to know what you heard, who you talked to, everything you saw. It looked like a fantastic weekend. I'm sure Avery was over the moon about everything that he saw this weekend. I mean, I saw a lot of people were saying they were jealous. I was jealous. Everyone was jealous about Avery's weekend. But I hope you guys had a really good time. JD, so how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. We had a full day today, and I'm traveling back to Kentucky. So y'all catch me in a moment where we're in our traveling area, heading back, getting back to reality, I guess, if you will. So no, but it was a glorious time. Obviously, being able to get up there to camp, really talk to some of the guys, and talk to the coaches. But not only that, but also too, man, just seeing all the faces, new faces, and just getting a bead of where guys were, mentally, physically. So that for me, man, it was a really great trip. But for me, most of it was taking my grandson up there for him to get that experience. Man, and I tell you what, brother, he absolutely enjoyed himself. So I went up there. I did a 2-day thing. So I went up there Friday and I did Saturday. And Saturday I ended up taking a meet my niece and my nephew up there too. And so Saturday we had stayed for quite some time. And so when we were they running around on the indoor field and facility, and sure enough, by the time we were going to leave, here comes Andy. Andy comes in, and Andy was walking with the coach. He sees me. We both see each other. We just started laughing. And so we end up immediately came up to each other, embraced each other, man, and started, just chopping it up, talking and whatnot, man. And so sharing some really good stories, but just about life. I said, Andy, man, this is my grandson. He's like, whoa, what, your grandson? I said, yeah, can you believe it? And so, man, it was just, one of those times, when we able to see each other, man, just like I said, reminiscing, talking about life, family, and whatnot. So that was kind of like that, just reunions that you have, really. And so all the guys, man, that I met and I spoke with, every single one of them was just gracious with their time, but also too, just giving an ear to listen and asking questions. And so one thing I wanted to do was just impart some of the wisdom and experience and insight I had over the years for doing it for such a long time and being at several different training camps. But one thing I think I put this out on Twitter was, up there, their training camp, man, it felt different. It absolutely felt different from other training camps. I've been to different training camps, obviously as a coach, just going to go visit, of course, if I knew a coach from a different team, I'd have been up to the Ravens and, the Browns, Cincinnati. I've been to all different places. But, being there up at St. Joe, it had a different feel to it. It truly did. And so, and it's almost like a laser focus, but that it's a tip-top organization ran by people that are family-oriented people. But not only that, but Andy and the entire staff and those guys, they love and enjoy each other. They really do. But not only that, talking about also too the support staff, a lot of those guys that, when I was coming through were still there. And so I wanted to, and I told them, I said, look, I got a show. And as much as we put all the players on the forefront and the coaches and whatnot, I said, I think people need to know and understand how great a job y'all do as a support staff. And I think each and every one of them, of course, just, was able to just hug it up with them, man. It was an incredible time. So we'll get into some more of the stuff, obviously the football things, man. But for me, it was just kind of a feel-good moment. And shout out to my brother, Sean Barber, who's up here in player engagement. Who's just doing an awesome job, kind of with these guys, talking to them and whatnot, and just kind of, giving, I couldn't think of anybody that could be better suited for the position he's being in as far as player engagement, really. So I told it at the barbershop, man, his heart shows in a lot of different ways, being able to help the young guys out. It's incredible. And so as you see here, was one of the guys in the black is, a pastor and a minister from I think the church that Sean goes to. And of course, there's Mitch. And so Mitch seen me, of course, I'm like, Mitch, JD. He said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're here. And so we had a good time talking and chopping it up too, man, just talking about it. And same thing. I said, Mitch is my grandson. And so I'm trying to explain to my grandson who Mitch was. And when he took over, like when I was there, like him taking over now officially as the voice of the Chiefs. And so he's telling my grandson, he's doing the whole thing, Kansas City. And my grandson is just like looking at him like, oh, putting two together, So it was like moments like that, feel good moments. But seeing, my brother Mitch up there, man, too. So great time, great reunion. So
that's awesome, man. I mean, it looked like a great time. Were there obviously Sean was there? Were there any other? Because I know a couple of days prior was like a lot of the older players were there at training camp. Were there any older players there besides you?
Not at that time. It wasn't.
Okay.
And like I said, most of the ambassadors came there on Monday, and I couldn't make it up for that for sure. But Corey Simon was up there. He was, from Philly. Was talking to him. And another offensive tackle. So we were discussing kind of our time together, man. I was able to kind of talk with him, chum it up. Jason Terry, I ran into him too. Jason Terry was coming through. I'm like, yo, Jason's like, man, I knew it. JD was so, showed him some love too. So it was good just to see everybody, man. It was good to see everybody just kind of getting there and really getting a touch and a taste of the Kansas City Chiefs and what they're all about, man. And like I said, Marcus, this camp and everything that it just felt different. It felt different in a great way. Let me put it that way, in a great way. So it was wonderful.
Yeah, everyone's making comments, JD. Since I posted this stuff from when you sent me over the past weekend, everyone's making comments about how small you make everybody look, JD.
Yeah, I don't think people realize, man. Look, I'm 6'6", and a half and 3/4. I'm a big man, right? And of course, I still got my good size, my shoulders and stuff. And I said a couple of those pictures had a little bit of my belly on me. I was like, I'm getting get rid of some of that, man. But I tell you what, as far as man, the guys, I don't think people realize, like seriously, like how big I am. So that's kind of funny. So I run into Nazi, me and Nazi. He comes up. He's like, oh my gosh. He's like, man, yo, JD. He said, I know you were so big. Man. He's taken back by it. I give him a big old hug. He steps back again like, yo, like you a big dude. Like you a big dude. I was like, yeah. and I know DBs, of course, DBs and secondary, they always look at me when I tell them I'm a tight end. They're like, what? Like, oh. So
that's hilarious. Well, because in a contrast, right? Because when I met Nazi last summer, and I was shorter than Nazi, and he sees you, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. So and the thing, I had a chance to meet his new wife. Spoke with her too.
She's really nice.
So that was a great time. But the guys, man, I seen from Kingdom and Kingdom Cast, the guys that's doing, some of the podcasts. Jody from the Kingdom Queens was there. Seeing them, it was just a great time, catching up with them too. And I was just telling them, I say, yo, we got to get some collabs together, talk with them, get this out there even more. Darren Smith obviously was out there, had a chance to really speak with Darren, deeply about some things. So I tell you what, man, this 2 days I had was incredible. And I was going to come back a third day. Shop was like, man, JD, you come down here, man. I said, yo, Shop, I might do it. But we had a family function we had to do on Sunday. And I was like, Shop, man, I love you, my brother. But shoot, we're not going to be able to get back up there. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too, right? Because you guys got up there because you're trying to squeeze in a little bit of the Chiefs stuff, also family stuff too. So, it's action-packed weekend for you guys and Susan.
Yeah, definitely. I think wifey said, yes, he does, especially with my family. Yeah. So he was up there with them. And of course, my size and, Susan and, the nice Figueroa of Puerto Ricans is, a little bit smaller than me, but it's funny. Yeah. I told her, I said, every time I hug on the aunties, I feel like I'm gonna break them because they're just so. But so yeah. G-Pick said, yeah, JD isn't 6'9" now or 5'9". No, not at all. So it's a good time, man. Good time. But like I said, conversations I had, man. I had that great conversation with Trey, speaking with him. We have guys that we obviously connected with together. Walt Wells, who was his O-line coach, is the head coach up at Eastern Kentucky University. And me and Walt, man, are, real good dudes. And I was talking to Trey. And so Trey, just talking about, Walt's crazy. We just had a good laugh. And so Trey, man, we had a good conversation. Just asked you a few things. I just told Trey, man, I said, man, you're getting better. I said, but congratulations on your contract, man. And you deserve every bit of that money. And I told my grandson, I said, this right here is one of the best guards in the league, if not the best. He said, man, I appreciate your kind words, OG. I appreciate it. They hit me, OG. I'm like, yeah, I guess. So
that's you.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, all good, man. But Trey, man, is just you can just tell, man, he's a stand-up dude all the way through, 100%, man. And I just love his passion and his dedication. You can just tell it. And like I told you, Marcus, his character, the way he carries himself, disposition, and he asked me a few questions. I was able to give, some answers on a few things. But I just told him, man, how much I was really impressed with him. I was impressed with all the guys, to be honest with you. So matter of fact, Noah Gray, another one. That was the first time I had a chance to actually see Noah and meet him and talk to him. Really impressed with Noah. Really impressed with him. And that's Rick, of course, the head trainer there with the Chiefs. Talked to Rick. I've known Rick since, Philly, and we, of course, chum it up and talk and laugh about a few things, man. But Rick's been doing a great job. I told him he's doing a great job, best in the league, getting these guys back on track. But also, too, like I said, Noah Gray, man, having a great conversation with him. Guy, this man of faith. I know he's not on social media a lot, but I told him, man, I'd love to have him on the show. And what I said was the way that people look at him and his value to the team is almost immeasurable. It really is. I said, man, I said, I had a guy up in Philly. I know everybody who's watched the show. I said, it's like, he's a toolbox. Noah Gray does it all. He really does. And so, man, talking and communicating with him, man. So hopefully, man, he's going to get on the show. We talked about it, and I think he will, because we're going to have a really good, deep conversation, man, just talking about, life and, his role and obviously in the Chiefs. But some more personal things, just kind of talking about faith, good brother, like I said, that you can tell is just an all-around great guy. And so I saw Tom Melvin, same thing. Seen Tom, was talking to Tom a lot, laughing. We just laughing it up. I told Tom, I said, man, look, y'all got the best tight end room in the league. It's not even close. And so, he was able to, talk to me a lot about some of the guys, and, I want to divulge all the things that, we discussed, and maybe in different, like on Wednesday, I'll get into some more. I had some film that we can talk about it as well. But
well, what I thought was so cool about when you sent me the photos of you and Noah Gray, obviously you guys, stylistically, you guys aren't the same at all, the way you play versus the way he played, right? Because, you're one of the best, if not the best blocking tight end of all time. But I think it is cool from the mere fact that, he was like the number two. He's the number 2 tight end to Travis Kelce, and you were the number 2 tight end to Tony Gonzalez. You could say, you still played a lot with TG, but you guys were seen as the other guy between Kelce and Gonzalez. I think it's pretty cool. You guys were able to see, kind of see each other right there and stuff out there. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I kind of told him, I said, I kind of feel that role. It's like the 1A, 1B. That's what it is. Seriously, because, I look at it, Noah Gray's a guy that, shoot, you go anywhere else, he's a starter without a question. And that's the reality. And so, that was kind of the same thing, with me. I started when I was at Philly, get out there, Kansas City, I get it. Tony's catching all the balls. I had my role. And so, I remember Dick Vermeil sitting there saying that. He's like, now you 1A, 1B. We don't never call you a number 2. You are a starter, anywhere else. Everybody else is, when they're reaching out to me, that's what I am. So,
right.
But yeah, Noah Gray, he that role he fits into, And Rick himself was telling, he said, man, JD, he said, this guy right here doesn't complain at all. Not a drop, not a sound. Of course, no, like I complain about it a little bit. I said, no, I could tell, you just type of guy. Rick's like, no, Jason, he doesn't. So,
yeah. It's just like, no, I mean, both you, like you said, 1A, 1B, you guys are both always there, right? But like, as far as, the name I was always talking about, right, was TG and Kelsey, but like you guys, obviously different stylistically, different playing wise, you guys bring your own kind of attitude and stuff to the game as well. So like, it's just cool that you guys are able to meet. And I think it's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Kathy What said, is that JD on the left, like the shoes? Oh, thank you. There's the Canes. Everybody's asking about the Canes. The Canes are some really one of the best shoes I've had. I got these before I went to Mexico, but these things are incredible. So, got to find a sponsorship, man. We had to do it with them, Marcus. We'll talk about it.
Are those golfing shoes? Because I was looking at those too. I think a lot of people were kind of drawn to your shoes, JD, all your photos.
Yeah, no. These are made for support. Like if you have anything, just for recovery for your feet, knees, and if you have any type of ankle injuries or anything like that. But that's what they're made to just lounge around in. But they're made specifically for recovery of your feet, man. Like I said, one of the most incredible things I've had. So.
And are those holes on the top of them to kind of for breathability?
Yeah, they're not like the Crocs though. These ain't Croc type of deal.
Okay,
hold on real quick.
Yeah, everyone was you're good, JD. All right, I mean, yeah, JD will be back in a second, but yeah, honestly, really cool to see everyone that JD got to talk to. JD, you're getting some questions here about, did you get to see Josh? I know there's no pictures of you with Josh Simmons. Did you get to see Josh Simmons or Major Williams? There's a couple of questions.
I saw Josh. Didn't really get to have a conversation with him. I was kind of like in the family area and whatnot. Guys are coming up. We going up with different families, and of course getting in that area. If guys are able to come into the family area, people are there, then obviously that's where I would see the majority of the players, so I didn't go into the locker room or any of those things. I just, I stayed out there where majority of family and the players and stuff, would normally come. So, but he's a big guy. I mean, I talked to Wanye Morris, had a great conversation with him. Let me see who else. Chu Godric, spoke with that guy.
Nice.
Spoke with him, man. Yeah, spoke with him, and I told him, man, he looks the part, things he has. I had a really good conversation with Wanye, man. Just telling how much I just supported the things he was doing. I get what he was dealing with last year and whatnot, man. And you could tell Wanye, man, he's focused. He's focused on the things, man, and just being better, and he's there. I think he quite understands what it means to be in the NFL. So it's great to see. It was a great conversation with him.
I mean, based on the depth chart, he's the number 2 left tackle right now behind Josh Simmons. So,
hey, man, he deserves it. Seriously. And Wanye, man, he was dealing with this nagging injury. And that's why I said, look, Wanye, I seen you last year dealing with this injury. I understand. A lot of people that hadn't played it don't quite understand, man, how these things can linger, what it could actually do to your performance. And so if you're sitting over trying to toughen it out, shoot, we want the Warriors to do that. That's what we want. When you have that type of mentality that you're giving in for this, that's what we want. That's what we want. I said, so it's just really about getting healthy was the thing for him. So, those shoot. But man, he has some really great words, to kind of talk about. It's a good conversation with him. So,
yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that. Like within the last few days, we heard Juwan Taylor was also dealing with a meniscus injury that he waited till the end of the season to get surgery for. Mm-hmm. So that was all. And talk about, a lot of these guys in the offensive line. People would make comments about their play in the trenches, but these guys, all players are dealing with something, but especially the guys in the trenches deal with these nagging injuries all year, and they wait till the end of the season to get things taken care of.
Oh yeah. I see Pono asking the question right there. How does our linebacker room look, JD? Impressive. I tell you what, man, watching the drill. So I'll say this. So real quick, and we'll get into it even more. So on Friday, watching the defense, and I say the defense won the day on Friday. They were the secondary was absolutely sticky on our wide receivers. Did a great job moving their feet. You know, the defensive line came off the football, was causing a lot of penetration in obviously 9-on-7 when they was getting close near to the goal line. They did a great job of just using their hands and staying low. And usually, like in camp, what ends up happening probably after about the first week, the DBs and secondary starts getting the route combination down from the wide receivers. They've seen it, right? I mean, and you know when guys running this route, and you know what he's going to be doing and breaking on. So I was just impressed, man. Joshua Williams, Jalen Watson, of course, Trent out there doing his thing. Shoot, Chamari Connors looked great. The things that he was doing. Obviously, Najee was making plays. I had my eyes on all these guys, and I was just kind of checking in different sections, different guys doing certain drills. Maybe we'll show a little bit of that video of the D-line. But as you talked here, man, I talked to Cook. Told Cook, man, what's up, man? JD, right here, man, down the street from him in Cincinnati and Lexington. So we had a good conversation just about that, man, and just talking to obviously Avery right here. And asking me really great questions. But, I told Cook, man, I said, man, this is your time. This is your party right now. You the guy making that. He said, oh, man, I got it. You already know I got it. So we had a, really good conversation, man. Good dude. Isaiah Pacheco, same thing. Pacheco, man, talked to Pac. Man, he is fired up always. You can just tell like he's there ready to go. And I had a good conversation with him because where he grew up in Jersey, when I played for the Eagles, I went too far from where he was. And so we had a good conversation talking about that. I told him my brother Tim, he was the one that kind of put me up on Pac's game before. I really knew who Pac really was. When he first got in, we got him, I was like, oh, really? He was like, yeah, man, JD. He said, man, y'all got a good one, and Isaiah Pacheco. So I was telling Pac, man, he was like, word, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's Jersey style for sure, man. Pac is Jersey all the way. But he's a guy, man, I tell you, is just, all a good dude, just hearted. But you could tell his mental is to win. That's what it is. It's to dominate, to try to push to be the best. Hey, man, just watch what I do. Just watch what I do. I said, all right, I got you. I already know. So yeah, then I asked Gelati. So I had the chance to really talk to him for a good number. And, I told you, we reached out to him about being on the show. He said, yeah, man, he's focused on the things doing now. I said, look, man, I get it. All you need to concentrate is on football. That's it. You do that. I said, we'll catch up with you later on in the season or off season. No problem. So, and talk to his mom and his pops and his family, beautiful family, and wonderful people. And so, Ashton is just a great guy too, speaking with him. So
were you able to tell any of the rooks? I know Gelati was one of the ones that we were huge on. Were you able to tell him that we were all over him way before the draft?
Absolutely. No question about it. I just said, look, man, I knew you had the talent to come up here and come play and to come dominate. I said, man, you was really impressive on film. It jumped out here just to tell exactly what your talent was, your speed, your power, all those different things, just putting it together. So I know, and he was just like, man, there's a lot to get in. I said, yeah. I said, but the thing is, man, once you learn it, you'll be fine from that point on, right? And just focus on the things that you had to focus on. And I talked to, Dave, Merrick, I talked to Spags. And so I had some really good conversation. Dave told, I'm trying to think what other coaches I spoke with, just a number of guys.
Did you see Embry?
I did. Seen Connor, talked to Connor. So wanted to get to, talk to him a little bit more, man. And so, like in camp, coaches are moving all the time. They try to get a little workout, and they meetings. And so the difference from when I played to now is how it is now. The guys get in early. They off the field 11:30, 12 o'clock, and it's meeting time, getting themselves ready, getting their body back prepared for recovery. So that's kind of like their mode of operation at this moment. So yeah, and I get it. Sure, I know exactly how it is for camp and for coaches, and the players too. So opponent said Gelati looks like high school.
That was another thing that a lot of people on social media said stood out was Gelati looked really tiny compared to you.
Oh yeah. So me and Shop were talking about it. He's like Shop was like I ain't messing with JD either. Shoot, he get his hands on me. Shoot, I said, Ashton, I was folding up a whole lot of defensive end, the linebackers back then, believe me. So, but now, yeah, Gelati, man, you could tell he's a powerful guy. Shook his hand. I was like, this dude, absolutely, he's got it. He's gonna be successful. I'm telling you, just watch. He's going.
I mean, already look at the depth chart. I know it's the first depth chart. You don't want to get too relying on that, but he's ahead of a guy we drafted in the first round a couple of years ago. So that tells you something. That tells you a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's everything is still early. It's kind of sliding, but yeah, coaches are seeing people are moving up for a reason, right? It's about what you're putting out there, what you're giving, and if people are receptive to it, the coach is receptive to it. It's like, hey, man, this guy is over here. He's performing. So it was a lot of good ball. These guys are getting ready. They're without a doubt a lot further along when I see them. And I've seen over, video of the training camps and stuff like that. They're further along, man. They are. They're ready to play. If they had to play a game today, they could do it and dominate. Really.
What was the I know you kind of mentioned that like these guys are locked in, but like what would you say the vibe was? I know everyone's talking about the season as a kind of revenge to kind of get back what we lost in the Super Bowl last year and the way we lost. Do you feel like is it kind of like a revenge kind of vibe in there, or is it kind of more kind of free spirit? Everyone's trying to have fun. Because I've seen that a little bit where Mahomes and the guys they want to have fun again on offense and stuff and not be pressing. What kind of vibe did you get as far as? Yeah,
no, they're not pressing. They just going out there, man, and just doing their work. And it's purposeful practice, purposeful reps. Everything has a reason behind it, and it's not like on a revenge thing. Okay, I'm sure it's some part of their mind, but for them, yeah, like Justin Blackwell, man, it's all business. See Nagy, man, just kind of we did not leave each other, say what's up to each other. But that was the time I had a chance. I was talking to Andy, so I get to bring Nagy over to go talk to him. But I catch up with them guys at a different time for sure. So
was Nagy part of the staff back when you were in Philadelphia, or no?
No, no.
Okay. Mm-mm. Did you get to see our guy Mike Pennell, the Beast?
I didn't get to see Mike. I see Mike. So Mike, it's kind of funny, man, because the guys, get cart rides. Sometimes they take rides up on the carts. I know somebody was like, "Oh, they took a cart." No, some of these dudes are just tired. It's a steep hill to climb after practice, and so a guy like Mike Pennell has earned his stripes to get a ride up the hill if he wanted to. So I see him taking a ride up the hill. So I didn't get a chance to catch up with him because I was like, dang, I should have ran into Mike, So didn't have a chance to do it. Talk to Worthy. So good conversation with him, just real quick. Hey, what's going on? My niece and nephew, Nate, and my grandson took a picture with Worthy. So he was in there catching jugs. And that's another thing. These guys are sitting over there, man, and they're constantly working. That was another thing. They putting in extra work. What people don't see, just not after, just being out there on the field, it's off the field, the work that they're doing. Whether it's getting into, the training room or getting into the weight room, Call a men who coming out of the weight room. Like these guys are staying on their business. And that's the seriousness of it. I don't think they think of anything else except winning the championship. That's just rooted in who they are. And so
that's kind of all they know, really.
That's what they know. But more guys, they're getting other guys. Like I said, it takes the veterans to help these young guys out to teach them, to show them the way that you do these things. And so the coaches they could tell you all the time, but it takes somebody to show you what that means too. So talked to a minute who spoke with him. So it's a good conversation as well with him too. I said, hey man, what you looking at, about 15 this year? So, Sacks, he said, hey man, shoot, I can get double digits. I said, man, you got it. You got it. So
if he does, man, the sky's the limit for this defense. Just having him just kind of create and do his thing for a full season. Oof.
He looked good out there at practice too. I told him, I said, man, you look explosive. I said, what you was doing, during this all season, just getting ready. I said, we could see all of it as far as, all the proof, has shown up out on the practice field and whatnot. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pono Kawhi has a question for you, JD. What are you benching now? 405 for 30 reps?
No, shoot, I ain't trying to get up on the 405 for no 30. So as soon as it's 400, I can get up on the 400 easy. Yeah, ain't no problem. Shoot.
Well, as a max, you do 400?
Oh shoot, man! I don't know what I can do max, Marcus. I don't try to do max anymore, brother.
Yeah.
Listen, you get to a point. What's the point of trying to do it? I'm not strong man or anything like that. But
there's no leaderboard in the locker room to look at anymore to do that. Yeah.
Hey, brother, listen. It functionality, but I am still pretty strong. Believe me. Okay. Oh. I can still get up underneath what I need to get up underneath of. There'll be no problem to push it up. Believe me. So,
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. So see, even when I'm looking at some of the pictures, I'm like, dang, God, I am like kind of big of those dudes. So
I was saying earlier, JD, that the picture that you and I took together at your wedding, and then seeing that next to Pacheco and you, it's honestly not that much different.
you walking on your toes. I'm right there with Pacheco. Yeah. I'll tell you another guy that I had a conversation with, and I'll speak with them as well, was okay. Well, so we'll talk about these guys. So Noah Williams, man, had a great conversation with him, just talking to him about the process of being in the league, just taking it all in and taking it slow. I said, man, you just take it slow. Your thing is just to be right and be ready. That's what it is. That's required of you right now. So you just saying, man, he's playing a whole lot of special teams. He's just kind of getting in. He understands, the schemes that Spags is doing. It's different for him. They're asking a lot for him, especially at position. But he said that's what he loves. He loves that challenge about it. So easygoing guy. So I just told her, I said, man, welcome to Kansas City, man. Welcome home. I said, my guys right here, Marcus and his brother, Taze, I said, they were just talking about you. They were raving about you and your ability. And so I said, man, your length and everything that your athletic ability, man, you look good. You look good. I said, man, you'll be a star out here. And he said, man, I appreciate that, man. He said, man, I really do. And so that's what I was saying, man. Every guy I talked to, man, was receptive.
Humble and receptive, yeah.
Absolutely. He's a good dude. He's a great dude. Yeah.
That's what you always say. The front office is looking for those types of guys. That's why there's no coincidence that every guy we talk to, it's been on our show that you've met, they're all humble and nice, easygoing guys. I mean, it's a type that they're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that was just kind of their reflection of the coaching staff, organization, but also too, this is who these guys are. Chiefs didn't make them into that, but they understand that this is the standard for the Chiefs. But you could tell all these guys are just good dudes. They really are. So, talking about this guy, Nico, in the middle, I told Nico, when I'm telling my grandson, this is Nico Remigio. I said, this is the guy right here who feels like he can do everything and he can. I said, you see him, this man is all heart. And I tell you what, I said, you watch him and the passion that he plays with, the motor that he takes. I said, there's nothing he cannot do. He's like, man, I appreciate it. I said, man, for real. I said, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna tell you the truth of what I see. I said, man, I said that right there, your position of being a return man, you make that yours. That's yours. So if you want it. And so he goes to start asking my grandson questions, which my grandson he's loving it. My grandson would just kind of sit there like, I said, you gonna talk? You gonna speak to him? Like you can speak. And so Nico was asking, what did he play? What did he like? And he was just kind of giving my grandson words of wisdom. My grandson, somewhat shy, but he's a sponge. He takes things in. And so, he liked Nico. You see that smile on his face, because it was just kind of like one of those things. While the kids are running around, it's funny because when, all the families, the kids are running around, my nephew runs into Rasheed Rice. Rasheed Rice had just came out of the weight room. And my nephew was like, yeah, I met Rasheed Rice. I said, what did he say? He was to say, hey, what's up to you? I think Rasheed might have signed his shirt, but Rasheed over having a conversation with him.
That's cool.
7 years old. Yeah, he said, what you doing? He's like, nothing, just running around. He's like, okay. He said, you enjoy practice? He's like, yeah. So it was, that's what I'm saying. Like from a 7-year-old, like, yeah, he just talking to me, having a conversation. So
that's cool. So that on his own accord and his own merit, just talking to a kid that tells you a lot about a character.
Absolutely, 1,000%. So
he could easily sneak by and then not talk to anybody and get the heck out of there.
Right. Move, get skinny on the wall, like just to move, not even say nothing to the kid. But he comes out like finishing up, he say, "What are you doing?" But if he's like, "Oh, nothing, just running around," tackling his dummy and stuff, but she's having a conversation. So right here, the next over here, man, Joshua Williams and Deion Bush. So, it was kind of funny talking to Josh, man. He was, I was telling him, man, when I first seen you on the sideline, I said, yo, I was saying, man, how much of a big dude you were. He looked at me, he said, you saying how much a big dude? I was like, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I said, man, look, I said, ever since you got here, man, I've just been watching, man, to go ahead and get right. I said, come on, Fayetteville. He said, oh, look, told you, Fayetteville. He talking to Bush. Nah, it was a good time, man. Good dude. You can just another one, just good people. Asking Bush too. He said, yeah, I told you know about Fayetteville, man. I said, man, he's telling me, man, he don't know. He from Miami talking about Bush. Yeah, so Bush is like, yeah. So just good guys, man. So
were you able to kind of bestow your wisdom with Josh? I mean, obviously he's, common here. So, do you talk to Josh Williams? He's been kind of phased out of the rotation. We've kind of seen a little bit of that over the last year-ish or so, kind of going through seemingly some hard times on special teams and whatnot. Did you kind of able to give some of your kind of bestow your wisdom on him at all?
I just told him words of encouragement, man. I said, just keep it up. Just keep working harder. Just get better. That's pretty much it. I think he understands what he needs to be. It's kind of like we have the type of staff who's not going to leave you in the dark about anything. They're not. Dave, and I was sitting there talking to him, man, real quick. Spags too. I know those guys are conveying to these guys exactly what their roles are, where they are as far as like in their progress, or if they have, rescinded or any of those things. So now these guys right here, man, are kind of locked in. I told Dave, I said, man, y'all got a real room, some real dogs in their room, man. So.
And Deion Bush, I know Nazi a couple years ago said he was the OG in the locker room. Did you get the veteran vibe from Deion Bush, like the real vet in the DB room?
I mean, shoot, yeah, just kind of just talking to him. I don't know as far as vet and stuff like that, man. But I mean, you could tell he's, man, easy as Sunday morning. He really is, So cool, calm, collective. That's his vibe for sure. But like I said, good dude. Talking to him. Oh, okay, Miami, I see you. So for I guess for like players now and former players, you see a lot of yourself in them. The process of what you went through, the mindset of where they are, and so.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's just looking back in time, seeing it.
Right, like you look at certain guys, like, oh man, I remember when I was 25. I remember myself at 25. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Me and Andy was kind of laughing because we watching the kids run around. I said, Andy, man, just to have him that energy. He said, man, I just want the knees. I hear you. I said, knees, everything. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I said about Noah Gray, man, just amazing guy all the way through. Now, James Winchester, we had a really good conversation just about his family. He knows Kendall Gammon. Him and Kendall are real good friends. Kind of talking about it. I told him I was a special teams coach. We talking really just life philosophy. That's what we were kind of talking about. Got to have James on the show, man. I told him I was going to reach out to him, got his number. I said, man, I got to have you on. He did a great job just explaining the intricate parts and complexities of what he does. And so I told James, I said, for people that know, I said, I know. I said, I'm telling you right now, man, how much I appreciate you. And you know how much your teammates appreciate you. I said, I don't think people quite understand like what little things could just take you off just a little bit. The timing, all those things have to be precise each and every snap and every time. And so, yeah, he did a great job of just explaining everything. He could have did a dissertation on snapping, getting ready for all the guys and the timing and stuff. But neat guy, just family dude, down to earth, knows his role really well, takes it all on. But man, he's enjoying his time. And so when he's telling me, I didn't even know. He said that I don't know if he said he had tried to stick with a few teams before he got on. And then he finally gets on into the league and sticks, pretty much with the Chiefs having a place and being here.
Right.
But I got to have James on, man, and kind of tell his story. I told him I reach out to him because, I said, man, we definitely need to have you on, kind of talking about it, man. Great dude, another guy, great heart, man. So,
he's been, I think he's amongst, if not he's at least one of the longest tenured Chiefs. I mean, I think he's been around since like 2014 or 2015.
Yes.
And I believe he also started his career with Philadelphia. So he's another, like you, he's a Philly Chief guy. So there you go. There's a similar path you guys have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's been with the Chiefs since 2015. His first gig was 2013. He was an undrafted free agent for the Eagles. So,
yeah. And then, of course, Andy, talking to him, like I said, man, just told Andy, having a good conversation with him about some things. And I'm just so happy with all the success he's done, man. And, of course, man, I tell him, man, Andy, I appreciate you. I said, man, when we met, man, I was just a young dude. That's why I was just a young whippersnapper, didn't know nothing. He said, I know. He said, man, it was a long time ago. I said, I know it. So, man, yeah, just kind of a good conversation with him, man. Just told him I loved him when we left each other. I love you too. And we shoot this. But Andy's like, he bring back former players, as I said, Corey and man, I can't think of the guy's name, but that's who he is. So when he's at the podium, Andy's not going to give you a whole lot of stuff, man. He's meats and potatoes, right? He tells you exactly how it's going to be, what it's going to look like, what he's going to do, and he's going to stick with it. But that's the fealty that guys have for him and the love, because Andy is a guy that is going to have your back. You could trust it, and so that's that's what you see, and it's just a culmination of the years that he just put in, and he's developing these guys to just be champions. So what you see, man, that's what you see. So
did you get to talk to him about like his outlook on the season, how excited he is about this current squad? You guys even talk about that stuff, or is it mostly personal stuff?
There's the stuff, man. That's shoot.
Yeah. It's interesting too, because you guys go back a long time, right? His first year being a head coach, you guys were together, and that's great.
Yeah,
was
a little bit.
Had you talked to him before? Since you talked to him since then?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I went up there to like Eagles when they had a training camp, and spoke with him then. Got on the sideline, talked to him. And this is when I was coaching. So I had a chance to go by the facility, go talk to him and Dougie and all those guys during that time as well.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So I've talked to Andy, a few times. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, man, it looks like a blast. Avery's going to remember this weekend for the rest of his life.
Absolutely. And that's why I wanted him to really enjoy it and be immersed in this environment, to just so he can see sometimes what it takes, what it means, and how you treat people. And all these guys did it right. All the guys he met did it right. Spoke with him, very gracious. Like I said, didn't mind signing autographs or taking pictures. Very just forthright and really caring. And that's what I appreciate about the guys. Really, coaches too, all the staff that he met. So I was proud to introduce my grandson to these people. You know what I mean? He's proud of a grandpa. So
that's awesome. I'm glad you guys got to share that, man. That was really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley Moon's got a question about one of our guys that we've been excited about, JD, who hasn't really seen the practice field enough. I mean, he asked about Jake Brinkstool, any info on his holdup with his injury. I'm not sure what we are exactly clear on, but other tight ends have stepped up. JD, Robert Tynan, vet. What did you make of what you saw from tight ends during practice?
Tight ends look good. They look good. They look great. Like I said, man, they dominating, catching pretty much everything, running great routes, getting open. They're always going to be, the outlet, but they're always going to be a matchup nightmare. They are. I seen Brinkstool kind of walking, man. I guess he tweaked his hamstring a little bit, kind of walking up. He was a guy, man, kind of talking. I was talking to Tom. I said, Tom, man, how did a guy like this not get drafted? He said, Jason, I don't know. I said, man, I had him as one of my top 5 tight ends. He said, man, I had him up there too. He said, man, I love Brinkstool. I said, well, what was it? What was the conversation? He said, Jason, you know how it is. You know how these things go. You just don't know what other teams are thinking or whatever they want to do. He said, for whatever reason, it happened. He said, but man, he's here. And I'm, shoot. But, just watching, and Tanya was doing a great job catching the ball. Trey Watson, guy, was very impressive catching the football. He was number 49 right now, man. He looked good. He looked
Watson?
Good. Yeah, he looked good. And I was asking about him. He told me, Texas A&M. And I was like, okay. I didn't remember that name. But he, man, athletic guy, big, look strong. All look good.
What did he say anything about shedding any light on Wiley and what he thinks that we expect from him this year based on that?
No, I didn't really get into that. Didn't really get into it. So, but I mean, like I told Tom, man, I mean, we got the best tight end room in the business. Wiley looked good out there. They all look good. They all did. I mean, that's pretty as simple as you can get, so without going into like the details of all the things, that we, did converse about. All the guys were impressive, and they look good. On that Friday, when I said the defense was absolutely, I think they had the upper hand on the offense. The tight ends were still doing it. The tight ends were still doing it to the defense. So,
all right.
so
Did you say anything about?
Baby? That's what the T's are, man.
That's what you guys do, man. And I mean, hey, you got tight end over here going to Chiefs camp. Everyone's saying he can still lace them up. So yeah, it's tight ends are ageless, JD. They're ageless. Did what you saw? One of the big things that's come out of camp is that Kelsey's looking very fluid and fast out there. Is that what you noticed? Did Tom say anything about how Kelsey's looked so far, and what did you notice from camp?
No, we didn't really discuss it. I seen everything I needed to see after on the field. The man's having fun, and it shows. He's having fun. I watched him caught a ball, catching it, and he's finishing. He's finishing every play, going to go score. And I seen some young guys that didn't do that. And it's something they still got to learn. They got to the point. But Kelsey he's that example. He's showing, shoot, this is how it's done. If you want to be like this, the great ones, this is what the great ones do. And so I seen it was kind of funny because I think I seen a clip of Vrabel getting on what's the name of it?
Drake May for not celebrating.
Yeah. Hey, this is what we do. So when those guys are going down, Pat down there, dapping them up. Hey, good job. That's how it's done. That's what championship people do. And so that was something that, Vrabel was sitting over there and he's, making sure, hey, we do things different here. For a guy that has won several rings like Vrabel, he's showing a guy who hasn't done it before to that level. This is how it's done. And so Travis is doing the same thing. Pat was doing the same thing. They just leading the young guys on how they should do it. And so, like I said, man, it takes the vets. It takes the vets. So, and toward the end, Trav comes down, signs autograph for the young people and whatnot, man. It was a good time. Just seeing him do
was
that.
Avery able to get a Kelsey autograph?
No, he wasn't able to get, Kelsey.
Oh.
Shoot, there was like several people in front, but we were like on a whole different section. It's how they have things set up. I guess just it works for them. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to hear all the tight ends are looking. We're excited about the tight end group naturally, based on who we have as our co-host in the show. But yeah, no, it's awesome. And tie-in's looking great. I mean, that's a lot of people are saying he's got a chance to make the team, just based on the injuries to Bristol right now, and Wiley still coming off the injury. It seems like that the vet, the guy you were a big fan of from yesteryear in the Green Bay days, looks like he's got a real shot to make the squad.
Yeah, he definitely does. Like I said, it looks good. So I mean, that was, as far as like I said, how they were just doing everything from eye-wise, and I'll get into some more of that. I had some video to kind of talk about it, as far as more particular things. But offensive line looks good. D-line looks great. Offensive line looks great too. Wide receivers, I think everybody's on their A game. They really are. And now it's just stacking to get better. These are the days of camp that you fight through the monotony, but this is purposeful reps. Everything that you're doing, you're sitting there talking about we're trying to win and dominate. That was pretty apparent, when you're around and you see it. But those guys are having fun. What I love about it also too is just the fans and everybody up there cheering them on, them enjoying it. Great atmosphere. I'm glad they brought it back down to St. Joe. Because I forgot who I was talking to. I said, man, we used to have it up there at River Falls, and it was cooler. We actually had a great weekend this weekend. But in River Falls, it was cooler, but I know it was hard for fans to get up there. It was fans that got up there for sure. You know what I mean? But where the vicinity where it is down in St. Joe, Missouri Western, it's a great choice, for the city and for the guys. So,
yeah, no, I mean, it looks like a blast. And I think I saw a video today of like Mahomes and Nagy doing a little quarterback competition, and like the fans were like getting involved and like cheering and stuff. So yeah, was there any person that stood out to you during camp? Be it from when you spoke to a lot of the players, or just what you saw on the field that you were like, wow, okay, this is an impressive person.
I'll tell you who was impressive, and he kept showing up. Jalen Royals was a guy that kept showing up to me. And also too, man, hold on. I'll bring his Let me give his name up. But he definitely kept showing up, making catches. Because what I would do is I would watch it and take some video, and I turned to my grandson and he said, I said, who's such and such? What number is this? Because like now in camp, everybody got all these different numbers. You don't know who everybody is. It's not gonna be the, obviously the fixed roster. So that's why I was like, man, who is this? What's number? So of course they'll tell me. Let me see. Get to the name, because I was like, oh yeah, that's this dude right here is killing it. But other than him, I'm trying to think who else kind of stood out. I talked to Bossa, spoke with him too. Spoke with him. That joke is built like a
Greek god, man.
Like a superhero.
Yes, he really is.
Yeah, like he looks like a figurine.
He does. He looks like a wrestling figure.
Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy Holiday.
Oh, our guy Jimmy. Did you talk to him or no? You saw him out there.
But he was impressive. I was like, man, who was that? Jimmy Holiday. Now I go back. Who was Jimmy? I said, oh, okay. He was making plays. He was making some really good plays. You just maybe that day was his day. He was just up there doing it. But he was impressive. He was impressive. So, man, it was guys have an opportunity. You could tell the guys didn't take it for granted. They didn't. Like they gave everything they got. They knew, look, they have a chance to be on this squad. Guys are giving it they all. They really are. So, but he absolutely, for sure, was impressive to me. Trying to think anybody else. Running back wise, looking at the running backs, okay? All the running backs look pretty good. Obviously, like I said, 907, I think the defense kind of won the day. The next day on Saturday, I think the offense kind of took that back a little bit. And I don't know if it was just where they had the day off, obviously on that Thursday and Friday to come in, and it's kind of those things. Because when you doing things physical, 907, coming off, blocks, zone blocks, you kind of get your legs back underneath you, right? After that day's out or over, you try to get back into the swing of things. So even a day off could trying to get back ramped up. So. All right.
You missed the running backs. I remember that was one of the things that you said you were going to look at when you went there, and we talked about. Obviously, we know Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. A lot of people are saying it's a 1A, 1B situation. They're getting the same amount of reps with the ones as the other one is. So that's interesting. But we talked about Rashard Smith, the offensive, Swiss Army knife. He could do a little bit of everything. And we talked about Elijah Mitchell, which a guy who hasn't really getting a lot of shine. I don't hear a lot of people talk about him at all. What did you make of how he looked and just overall, like, are you surprised he's not getting a lot of chatter about him, or are you kind of just meh?
No, it was so much to look at. It was that I couldn't really get a beat on his reps, or I didn't know as far as if he was in, he wasn't. You could kind of see who was there. Like I said, man, you're trying to watch two different fields. Guys are going 1-on-1, 7-on-7, 9-on-7, inside drill. I mean, it really is kind of a lot to look at. So I was trying to piece certain things when I was looking at it, right? So I'm looking on 7-on-7. Of course, guys would switch out. Then when you had, tight ends and running back going against linebackers and, safeties, I was looking at, that matchup. But I think all the guys look pretty good. Seriously. So Justin Black says nobody has said anything good about Mitchell.
It's not that anything good. I just haven't heard anything at all about Elijah Mitchell. It's not a negative thing. I just haven't heard anything about him.
Yeah. But and the thing is, I mean, guy could get lost because there's so much going around, going on. You know, I'm like I said, when I'm looking at it, and I kind of know what to look at. I'm sure you just don't quite know what things look like, and what I seen last year. Okay, what can end up happening? Let's just say that a guy is in with the third team offense, right, or line. Well, he may not look that good because he's with guys who are still trying to learn to get their technique and stuff down. So he can get lost in those things. So I don't know, as far as like him getting in with the ones in the first reps and stuff, it was kind of hard to see, because I was looking at the linemen too in a lot of different ways, the blocking schemes, trying to be tight. It was a couple of times that, running backs was able to kind of skirt out. But this is what I'm talking about, like as far as our D-line was doing a great job of trying to muddle that stuff up, keeping our linebackers running. Our linebackers look good too, man. They look fast. They looked on it. And so, Chris Jones is being Chris Jones.
That's good that he still looks the part.
Yeah.
Brashard Smith, did he stand out at all? I know we just talked about him on Wednesday before you went up there. Did he stand out to you at all, or not? Or really?
I mean, he did. He just kind of in the running game. I asked, okay, who's and it was like Brashard Smith. So I got some film on him. We'll talk about more on like I said on Wednesday. But I think, man, he's a young guy still learning. So it's always promising guys bring guys' names up and stuff. You get a little bit more from the perspective of the coaches when they get up to the podium to start talking about a few things, right? But like I said, I'm watching particular things, certain guys, in here. I can be looking for 30, but shoot, I'm missing 8 to 10 plays from other guys who can be doing stuff, So, but now Kathy said Steele. So I did see Steele. Steele was out there. Steele looked good. Steele, he did. He looked, like, part of the team. He looked like he was shirking anywhere, being in the background. So he did show up. So I feel for Steele. Will he be here or no? I don't know, Kathy. I think Steele might carve out a position here, and whether it might be practice squad or in the 53-man roster. Yeah, possibly,
Yeah, as Justin Blackwell said, Steele is listed as the fullback on the depth chart as of right now.
Yep.
So not the running back room.
Yep. Right. So.
Yeah, we shall see with that. JD, I know you're traveling, or I don't know where you are right now. So we will have a Wednesday show, guys. So JD has sent me a lot of footage that I wasn't able to put up on the show tonight, but we'll get that, and we'll put that up for the show on Wednesday to kind of talk about more things that JD saw on the field aspect and some other things as we head into the preseason game on Saturday. As I mentioned before, JD came on. Saturday night will be our first post-game show of the 2025 season. Saturday night, right after that Cardinals and Chiefs game, the Dash brothers and JD will all be back on to talk this preseason game, and it'll be a lot of talk about the fringe guys probably, because the starters probably won't see much of them on that game on Saturday, but it'll be a lot of the fringe guys who are trying to make the team.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you'll be satisfied. You'll see the guys that fringe guys and those. Everybody's going to come out to perform, and that's one thing I did notice out there, that it didn't matter who it was, the ones or the fringe. All those guys were competing, to try to make the team. There was no lack of, effort or guys just being complacent. I think it was more so, like I said, this environment and the air markets was different. And I know guys that have the experience to come to a team like the Chiefs as a rookie, okay, or the first year coming from a different organization. Is an incredible feeling. It's an absolute incredible feeling, because I'm sure they didn't get that anywhere else where they came from. I guarantee that. I guarantee they knew as soon as they got into the room, training camp and everything around them, the fans and whatnot, how everybody just had open their arms. They know they were different. They're in a different setting, a championship setting, and I'm sure they're grateful for it. So yeah, it was exciting time. Exciting time, man. And like you said, man, I'm gonna get on the road, but Wednesday I get into more of the film, talk about it, get more of my thoughts put down on it. So but it was good to see everybody come in today, man. Good to see you all. And letting everybody else out there, I was signing my autographs too, and I was like, hey, listen, y'all come on the show and come check out Chief Concerns, all right? Because we're gonna be rocking and rolling this year. We are. We're gonna be rocking and rolling this year with a lot more guests, a lot of good, more insight, good times, talking about some ball, So it's good to see everybody out here, man.
So I always say, if you want intelligent sports talk, Chief Concerns is the way to go. If you want intelligent Chiefs talk about the game, talk about life, having a family like this is, Chief Concerns is a family, guys, and every day grows. And we love to have new people new people come in and whatnot. And everyone was really excited to see. It felt, what it felt like today, JD. Like when that one family member goes out of town, when he comes back, everybody wanted to talk about the pictures and everything that you went through. Everyone was waiting for it, so it was fun to chop it up tonight and hear about your weekend.
Oh yeah. And once I get the film and put it together, so I can go and dissect it and talk about technique and all those different things. I'll give you a little bit more on those insight, but this I think was more so the insight of the feeling of the personally who the guys are and how they feel about camp and where they are with this, and the coaches too. And so I loved it. I had a great experience too. Just being able to get up there and talk to the guys that's there, really. And so truly a blessing meeting great guys, absolutely great guys on the team. So, with that being said, man, listen, man, y'all put a prayer for us that we stay on this road getting home, that we get there safely and whatnot. But for each and every one of y'all that showed up today and whatnot, I love you. We love you. Thank you so much for coming out, spending some time while we, talking about some good ball. But Wednesday, we'll get into some more detail on a few things like that, man. But, hey, y'all hold it down like always. Love each other like y'all supposed to love each other, man. Gail Whiting, Justin Blackwell, Optimistic James, Greg Rose, Sandman, Kathy Welch, Rich Cooper, Linda Hunter, None of Your Business, G. Pick, Faye Smith, good to see you, Sasha, Kathy Welch, Ghetto Nerds, Will, Joe E., Crystal Lee, said Greg Rose, Lonnie Perry came in the house, MJ, who was that? I said Crystal Lee, Rich Cooper was here, General 51, Laura Zingser, Stu was in the house. What's up, Stu? You see that's who we had. G was here in the house. The barbershop. Man, let me show you another part of the my wife wanted me to show you the Fig family. Let me show you the Fig family too. If you would do it, Marcus.
Of course, I got
she
you.
Wanted to show, hey, show my family. I got you, babe. Show you too.
We got you, Susan.
Ponce, Puerto Rico. Ponce. Yeah.
You just send that?
I just sent it to you. Yeah.
Okay.
So sweetie, we're gonna do it. Pono Kawhi. So I say about everybody in here. About time was in. What's up, about time? Rustin Royd, Casey Colossus, what's going on, man? Hearts and Roses, good to see you. Nathaniel Walker, Sleepy Face, Sam McBride was here. Yuck 2.0, Mario DeJarnes, Stanley Mooney, too. So, hi, Mike Brennan. What's up, Mike? Where Mike been at, man? John Clifford here? Uh-oh. Get some of the fellas, man. I ain't seen no fellas in a minute. Witchy Hall, of course. What's up, Witchy? Good to see you. So, yeah, man. So, Deshaun Hammonds, man. Appreciate it, my brother. Head of training camp Wednesday. Good. We'll check it out. So, bring some of your stuff. Deshaun, what you see on Wednesday, come on the show. I know we didn't get to do, where we see people and talk about them or send you out to speak. I know we usually want to do that. So Um, but we will see it. We will see it. And I knew it is sad, man. Newt might be happy. Newt is happy that LRZ is going back to rugby. Okay, he's so. All right.
I will say it was a punch in the gut for a lot of those people who said he was going to be a Pro Bowler in the NFL.
Who's really Pro Bowler in NFL?
Well, do you remember a lot of his Welsh fans were really big into him being a big deal in the NFL. If he just gets a year under his belt, he'll be a Pro Bowler. He'll be a star. I remember they were saying that.
Pro Bowler? Wow.
Well, a star or a Pro Bowler, whatever. Look at that beautiful family there. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. So, yeah, the wifey family. Ponce, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico, hey, Puerto Rico, hey. Yeah, I know too. Oh, it's good. So, yeah, wifey showing the heart, man. So yeah, that's
was Fatima and Marcus there? I don't.
No. So Fatima and Felix he does the old CrossFit. So they was staying. They was traveling this weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, didn't get to see them. But yeah, just
awesome.
A few of them.
It's a good time.
Yeah, Robert Siraki says camp next week. Looking forward to see how things shake out with the Cardinals. I do too. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. So yeah, beautiful family. Thank you. So beautiful people. Bonita familia. Absolutely. So, listen, with that being said, thank you all for coming out tonight. Listen, on Wednesday, we'll have some more video talking about, the Chiefs, what I've seen up there in camp, even more in detail. Some of the film, we'll go over it. We'll go through, some really good stuff, Marcus.
As always, baby. As always.
Put my coaching hat on, and then we'll talk about it. So I thought that was just a good episode, man, to kind of talk about things I've seen,
for sure,
who I called to, and those things like that. So
for sure, of course.
All right,
brother. Well, I hope you guys have a safe trip back home. Hope you guys get there, and hope you have a nice rest day tomorrow.
Nice rest day, man. We're gonna be getting together on some podcasts too with some guys. Like I said, Kingdom Cast. I told Jody, I said, man, I need to get back on the Kingdom Queens. I think Farzana, I'm gonna get on this podcast too. But we're gonna have some folks on as well. So
nice, awesome,
man. Great time. All right, Marcus, my brother. Listen, I love you.
Love you,
you guys. Hey, love each other the way y'all supposed to love each other. Y'all take care. God bless. We will see y'all on Wednesday. Y'all have a good night. We'll catch y'all later. All right.
See you, everybody. Drive safe, JD.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.